Yeah, he's a pretty good fish. Well, it is it's summer, and I don't know, I didn't really put a striper fishing video out last year just because we're trying to like keep our deep hole secret. But let me show you what I'm looking at. Ignore the mess back here. I'm not going to say that it's not normally like this because it is, but here, this is what we got going on. Okay, how many gallons is it?
It's 300 right now.
300.
225.
225. We're gonna shave it down a little bit, and you can tell pretty straight on that cut. And then we're gonna do away with all this, all that. We're gonna simplify everything. Probably within the next 3 weeks, hopefully I'll have start to finish. I've watched so many YouTube videos on how to keep bait alive at your house. I figured the least me and Brandon can do is at least try to provide one video with links to all the products used in the description. So we're taking the plate off here. He-Man here, and and we're just going to cut around here just because last year this was too high up, and we were like, we don't really want to sacrifice this much water, but we're not going to need that much water, we have figured out. And now this is going to be like closer to hip height, and we'll be able to get the shad out a lot easier. And
trying to drop a cast net in here and make it
work. Yeah, that's how it was last year. You can almost go to the lake and catch some shad quicker than it would take us to get these out with that big old net. Bam, she's off. Look at this, right here. Brandon can reach the bottom, but he's also a giant. So in theory, the pump's going to go in the center. It's come straight up. It's going to feed an imaginary filtration system, and it's just going to circulate back. And we're hoping we're going to get this UV filter off Facebook Marketplace, but we don't know yet. All right, work in progress. We got messages back on Facebook, and we have the pump hopefully this Saturday. So, and we got a bunch of junk on the Yoda. That's a freaking 30-pound bed it is. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about making at-home shad tanks, and after buying a lot of shad from Striper Soup, there have been several trips where we still have shad left over, and I have nowhere to put them, so we have to let them go back in the water. I also have access to a lake that holds shad, so I figured I might as well try to make my own shad tank. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what I have right here, and if anybody finds this video and if you see something that I can do better or do differently that may work better, let me know, and I'll give you a shout out in the next video. This is going to probably be a 6-part video because it's probably going to take me a little while to get this thing operating the way it needs to. So here, check it out. Okay, so the first thing I have is this. I can't remember if it was a 300 or a 275 gallon tank. I cut probably, I don't know, a foot and a half. Silas, what are you doing, son? Okay. Okay. I cut probably a foot or a foot and a half off, and inside there you'll see pellets. It's just water softening pellets. That bag right there. Diamond crystal, and this is what we used last year, and we were able to keep shad alive for quite a while. Okay. Do what, Silas?
I need something to cut my orange bucket over there, and put a pipe in it. Put a pipe between something that I'm going to put water in.
You're trying to make you a bait tank too?
And then I'm going to go fishing with you.
Give me a high five. We're gonna catch some big old striper, aren't we?
And then I'm going to catch fishies.
Orange bucket so we can put some pipe in it so water will go in it.
Raise your kids right, because they always listening. I'm telling you. We just had a good hit. Saw a big wake. There he goes. My rod. You better tighten it up. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Dang, that's a good river fish right there. Alright, so here's what we got right here. Alright, pond filter. This filter right here coincides with this pump. It's a 330 gallon per hour pump, and you can control how much water is pumped. And this hose coincides, so everything coincides. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I'm going to try to set the pump in the dead center, and I'm going to run the hose against this up to the filter, and hopefully it'll work. I mean, as you can see, last year we had PVC pipes. That was our old filter. So everything's smaller this year, even the power of the pump. Last year it was overkill. And the last thing that I got, I don't have the bilge pump here, but this attaches to the bilge pump, and you can actually buy this at Striper Soup. The guys have been so good to me. I'm going to drop a link in the description. But this is an aerator. You just hook it up to a battery. I'll set a battery right here next to the pump, and it's going to put a lot of oxygen in the water. It says right there that it is it's for a 40 to 60 gallon tank, but trust me, it's going to put out way more air than a couple Mr. Bubbles, even with the long aquarium oxygen rocks attached. So if you have any tips or any suggestions, drop them in the comments below, and if it sounds reasonable, or if it makes more sense than what I'm doing, then I will give you a shout out, and I'll thank you in the next video.
I think it might be more than that.
Bigger than 30 pound, I bet.
Oh my God, what a beast.
Oh, don't let him go into the boat. Alright guys, sorry about the lighting. I had to bump the ISO way up. It's starting to get dark, and there's a storm coming in. Okay, so here's the filter. I was going to show you this right quick. There's like some little balls in the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see those. You probably can't. They're supposed to like encourage positive bacteria growth, and there's like layers of filters in there. I will tell you right off. Oh yeah, and here's the intake and outtakes. I will tell you one thing though, right now that's already bothering me about this. The pump doesn't seem to be pulling water really hard, so I'm not sure if it's going to pick up the things that I needed to pick up, which is scales and the feces. I mean, what I'm going to have is the bilge pump pushing water this way. I'm going to have the output helping it from the top circle around. I just don't know if that thing's going to pick it up, and if it does, I'm not sure if it's going to get caught up in the filtration of that pump. So like I said, this is going to be a work in progress. It's going to take me a little while to get it right, but so far I'm liking this. So if this doesn't work, I can always take that back and get a different pump. So yeah,
That's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one I've ever seen.
I'm going to double it. Peace.
Oh my God.
All right, here's a preview of part 2. All I can say is it sounds pretty good. So I need to get Brandon over here, and maybe we can work on a few things. But for the most part, I was only wanting the water to come up to around here. So we're gonna have to get the jigsaw out, and I'm gonna tighten this little plan up, and we're gonna have some more to put shad. It's awesome. That sounds so good.
This dude.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Oh my God.
I bet that thing's close to 40 pounds. Look at that.
Dude, no, this is a freaking monster, dude. Hey, all right, hit stop, record.